Hi, this is Mary from the Daily Sew. This video is a quick reference guide to the blanket stitch and a variation of the blanket stitch, the bar tack. It's the same stitch, but two very different applications. And the hardest thing about this stitch is just remembering how to start it. So if you're ready, let's go. All right, this is the blanket stitch. The blanket stitch is worked on the edge of a fabric. A lot of times it is used decoratively. It is also worked left to right for right-handed folks and right to left for left-handed folks. So be aware that this is not usual for hand stitching, so you want to make sure you pay attention to that. You want to have the edge that you are stitching facing you, not away from you. You want to start at the edge, not in, but the edge. And again, we're going opposite, we're going left to right. I'm right-handed, so left to right. So I need to start on the left side. So the needle, the knot is anchored at the edge of where I'm sewing. Unusual. So I'm going to imagine a little box here, a small little check box, and I'm going to go to the diagonal corner. So let's say this is my little box. I'm going to go to the upper right corner. And when I go, I'm going to go all the way through to the back. I am going over the rest of the thread. And it makes that little J. So again, imagine you have that little box and you're going to go from the lower left to the upper right. You're going to go in. Where the needle goes in, it also comes out, right? Push it all the way through. And unlike all the other stitches, you want to make sure that you go over your thread so that it gets caught. It getting caught makes the J shape. Again, I'm going to come over and up. It inserts and exits out at the same point. And when it does, it goes over my thread, on top of the thread. So the blanket stitch is a decorative stitch. You'll see it on collars, sometimes on edges of blankets, many times because the blankets were left unfinished. They were maybe wool, but they were left unfinished. And this kind of gave it a nice edge. And because it's a decorative stitch, it tends to be a large stitch and tends to be done in embroidery floss or a thicker thread like this. Also, being a decorative stitch, I said it was done larger, but actually being a decorative stitch, it's done any size you want it to be. It's not a functional stitch in most cases. The blanket stitch is functional if you use it to sew on patches and appliqué work. So patch is kind of like appliqué. You're sewing it onto the patch onto a garment or something, and you can use the blanket stitch. Make even more decorative. Use a contrasting thread. Right. Then when you're finished with the blanket stitch, you need to knot it on the back side. So I would just bring it up and take a teeny tiny stitch. If you're lucky, you've got a double layer. And you can knot it. Okay. So this is the back side of the blanket stitch and the front side of the blanket stitch. All right, I'm going to show you the bar tack. The bar tack, if using all-purpose thread, you will double your thread. You'll take your thread, thread your needle, fold the thread in half, and then knot at the very end so that you have 2 strands of thread on the needle when they go through. That's if you're using all-purpose thread. Or you can use a thicker top stitching or heavy-duty craft thread, a button thread, something that is thicker. Depends on what thread you want to use. So bar tacks are used for reinforcement. You see them sometimes on top of hem splits and also at the edges of patch pockets up at the top, where anything that needs some reinforcement. So I've marked where I want my bar tack to be. It's going to go horizontally above my little split here. In case there's any strain, the split won't continue up. You start the bar tack by making your horizontal lines where you want the tack to be when all is said and done. The horizontal stitches are long and they will be placed exactly where you want your stitches, your bar tack, to be when you are done. So I am going around in a circle, albeit a flat circle, making a loop. I'm making 2 or 3 horizontal stitches in the placement of the bar tack. Okay. The bar tack, if you are right-handed, I forgot to mention this earlier, after you do your horizontal stitches, will be worked left to right. If you are left-handed, you will go right to left. So I need to start on the left side. So when I'm finished making my horizontal stitches, I want to make sure I end up on the left side. Okay, I got my foundation stitches in place and now I'm ready to do the bar tack. The bar tack uses the blanket stitch, except that it's really tiny. So you're going to start at the left end and you're going to form a blanket stitch. I'm going to form it over my horizontal foundation stitches and I'm going to catch the base fabric. So I'm going to come from the top out underneath those foundation stitches. Now I'm catching the fabric. I'm not just catching the stitches. That's a different variation for a different use. Okay. When it comes, I want you to see this clearly. When I've come out from the fabric, I'm going to go over this thread here. And it's going to form a little ball knot thing on the bottom, right? Then I might go back into the fabric above my foundation stitches and back to the top out from the base of the fabric underneath my foundation stitches. I'm holding this thread in place because I want the needle to go over that thread. It is on top. You can see it. Pull a little bit. Again, hold this thread out of the way but in place. Insert your needle into the fabric above your foundation stitches and come back out of the base fabric on the other side of your foundation stitches. Pull it through and make sure it is over this thread as you pull it. Complete the stitch. Okay. Into the fabric, out of the fabric, and over itself. I think this stitch looks nicer when done in a thicker fabric, but you don't, a thicker thread, but you don't always have that shade that you need in a thicker thread. Not all shades come thick. So sometimes you just have to use the double thread, or you could possibly use 4-stranded thread. If you could. Whoops. So here I was about to pull it and notice that my thread is up here. I would not be going over it. So I need to bring this back down. Make sure that the thread goes over, the needle goes over the thread. The bar tack is used to reinforce points of strain. So again, at the top edges of patch pockets, perhaps, at the edges of the top edge and bottom edge of an inseam pocket. That is a pocket that runs along your side seam of your pants. This is a particularly good stitch to know when you are hemming, because maybe you've had a point of strain on the garment that you're hemming. The fabric has ripped there before, and you could resew the, say it's a patch pocket, down, but now that fabric has been weakened, it's already been ripped once. Adding a little bar tack to the top will just reinforce it. You're less likely to have to repair it again. Notice I'm putting my bar tack stitches, or my blanket stitch, right up next to each other to form the bar. They're not on top of each other, but they're also not, they don't have much breathing room. They don't have much elbow room, or as we like to say, some fighting room. And then when I'm done, I'll take it to the back side of the fabric. Well, I'm not sure where that came from. Oh, that was a foundation stitch. Well, don't do that. Make sure you pull your stitches and you'll knot it. Okay, we all make mistakes. And this is so sewn down, I could probably just trim it off. I'm not going to edit that out. I'm just going to show you. I mean, that happens. If you don't check, you need to check as you go along, because guess what happens if you don't check when you go along? Then you get little surprises like that that are not happy little accidents. All right, so there is the bar tack. Again, it's for points of strain, and it looks really nice. If you can do it in a thicker craft or button thread, top stitch thread, if you can find thread that goes with your project that fits. If not, make sure you take your all-purpose thread and at least double it. Maybe even 4, depends. You could just try a little sample and see what you like. So that is the bar tack. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, as always, please put them in the comments below and I'll be sure to reply. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.